Fugro, sorry, there's another company called Fugro. You get in two aspects. You get the colour map at the top, but you also get the profile at the bottom. So you see the red line at the bottom?
This one here?
Yeah. That's the natural undisturbed seabed, so that's before we came along. And then the green and blue lines are what we left behind, but the pink line at the bottom is actually the cable bed. So you can see we buried the cable and cover it over at the same time to a certain extent. Then what will happen is, you can see this here is a sandbank of this elevation. Oh, I see. A huge sandbank. Will come along. The tide will naturally come along and backfill that over.
It will.
Yeah.
Amazing. For the level of detail, it's amazing.
And there are hundreds of those turbine tiles out there in Europe putting the cables into it.
Yeah, fantastic.
They had a different technology out there, a mechanical plug out there. Where they kept
that was damaging the cables.
That was the same principle as they're absolutely appalling. But we need the money to be able to fix it, and it's not going to get better unless we get our fair settlement. Just need this last question, please.
Okay, I do. RAF Kinloss, RAF Lossy, Nimrod, the extra payment of around 200 million to BAE Systems. Where is the sense in that? Local people up there, and I'm here to present to you the voice of the local people. They're saying that money that's that's been given to BAE Systems could have been.
So which money to BAE Systems?
We're talking about the additional payment to BAE Systems for the scrapped Nimrod reconnaissance planes. It came to about 200 million, taking the total.
Right. Forgive me, I'm not. This is part of the Nimrod decision, was it?
Yes.
Right, I'm not
the
familiar.
MOD had decided that last year.
But was that part of their contractual obligations?
That's my understanding.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm genuinely not aware of the actual contractual obligations that we inherited from the previous government towards BAE. As you know, we inherited an unholy mess from the previous government, which was not only this huge black hole in the nation's finances, the worst sort of deficit in the developed world, but on defence in particular, they kept spending money on old sort of weapon systems that didn't make sense with money they didn't have. So we've had to take some very, very, very tricky decisions, which of course have caused understandable anxiety, not only in the bases in Norway, but also Lucas is also an issue where of course there's a lot of local anxiety. We're trying to resolve this and make clear what the final decision is as soon as possible, because I don't think this period of uncertainty helps at all. We're also looking at options, as you know, to make sure that maybe redeployments from elsewhere can make use of some of the existing facilities that are no longer being no longer being needed. I think for me to try and provide a running commentary on what the final decision would be before it's made is not helpful. But I think the point has been really well made by Mike Moore as Secretary of State for Scotland and others, that this is a huge issue for local communities here. It's having to do difficult things, but the worst thing to do in difficult times is to kind of wash your hands of any responsibility. I don't think that's very courageous. I don't think it's being very straight with the Scottish people. John, I don't know.
Yeah, well, it's just
training
we need to roll. It's time for the government to roll its sleeves up, and as a party, we recognise that the teachers get paid the same, and the streetlights cost the same, and when things get cut across the country, there needs to be a basic level. That's what we're looking towards, a sort of 90% level. That would mean that we can keep things running, because Aberdeen and the Shire have been asked year after year to deliver first-class services with less money. I mean, you can't do that.